Hey, it's Kim here, and we're doing another member interview with Senna Magdalene. So, welcome. So, Senna is a Magdalene energy practitioner, divine healing master key practitioner, quantum human design specialist, soul contract practitioner, EFT practitioner, meditation facilitator, and spiritual artist with a soul's mission to inspire you to align and shine your beautiful self, but it's be you to full self, be your full self kind of. I love how you've done that. And your website is Dawn of Shekinah. We're going to get back to that. dawnofshekinah.net. And hi, that was a mouthful. You've got a lot of stuff there that you have done. And I saw that this all started, you had a kind of spontaneous awakening in the early 2000s. So this has all come about since then.
I realise now that it was actually my guru calling me. At the time, I didn't know what on earth was going on because I really didn't have any kind of spiritual upbringing. Apart from maybe connecting with nature would have been my thing, but I was in a yoga class and I joined the yoga class really for my health, my physical body. I'd been experiencing a lot of tiredness and fatigue in the body, and I was doing this yoga class, and I realized I was just naturally really good at yoga, and I guess I'd done it in previous lifetimes. And after one class, I was lying in Shavasana at the end, and they put on this guided meditation, which was a bit unusual. It was a new teacher, and all of a sudden I just had this spontaneous, really, it's actually the most profound experience I've ever had since. And I found a gateway in my heart, and I lifted my consciousness, lifted out of my body, but it was more than just an out-of-body experience. I actually went into a state of bliss and ecstasy and oneness. And it was like I transcended the senses. So I wasn't experiencing on a sensory level like with normal senses, but it was like everything became really vivid, really like I'd woke up and I didn't know what had happened.
I've always been intrigued by this, and then you kind of came out of it, and then what like how do you integrate that experience at the end of your yoga class?
Well, I actually, first thing I felt was guilt, and I didn't understand that, but I was like, I shouldn't be feeling this. This is amazing. This is beyond. It was so intense. It was nearly on kind of it's like I couldn't experience it, but I was experiencing it, but it was so intense. And then I felt this huge guilt for experiencing it. And then after the guilt came fear. And I struggled then, what on earth is happening to me? Am I dying? I had no idea what was going on. And I struggled to get back in my body. And all these questions, has everybody else been getting this? And this is the first time I've ever experienced it.
Just a normal part of your yoga class.
No reference. And I went to my yoga teacher after, and she's like, I think you need to go to an ashram, Sana. Like, this is way beyond anything that I can guide you with. And that was kind of the start of my journey, like searching, because my life just couldn't be the same again after that.
So what happened? Like, I'm really curious about, like, what happened the next day, like immediately? It must have been disorienting for quite a while.
Yeah, like I say, I was in a lot of fear.
How long did that last?
It lasted until I actually knew I had to go find somebody that could assist me, because it really was, the thing was I hadn't done anything to make it happen. And I realized now it was because I completely let go, I completely surrendered. And that was the key, that Shiva, that Shavasana. That some part of me just completely let go and I transcend it. but everybody was telling me that didn't, like my so-called teachers just didn't do it. Stay in the body. I was like, but I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So eventually I had a connection in Ireland, actually, because I had a session with her on a call, and she completely changed the energy of the experience for me. She was like, oh, how wonderful. And she was like, well, basically, what are you most scared about? And I'm like, well, that I was dying. And she said, well, if you were dying and you're in ecstasy, what's the problem? I was like, oh. And within, I'd say, a year and a half, 2 years, year and a half, I heard about my guru. At that time, I just wanted somebody to help me understand my experience. The very first event, what she shared about how as a soul we choose to come into source, to have an experience as an individual being. When we come out of source, if we experience shock or the separation, and then we experience guilt, because the guilt is that we've made that decision to leave and we don't want it. We realize, oh my God, I want to get back there, but we can't just go back. We've got to go all the way around. And that telling me about guilt, it was like, okay, no, I understand.
You recognize I mean, well, she described your process to you.
Yeah.
I just want